All right, we hear about AI all the time, right? It's always this vague, futuristic thing. But today, we're going to get specific. We're putting a number on what AI means for the pharmaceutical industry. And trust me, it's a number so big, it's set to change, well, everything about how we get new medicines.
Yep, $188 billion. That's what the AI healthcare market is expected to be worth by 2030. And look, this isn't just some wild guess. This is a massive shift, both economically and technologically, and it is happening right now as we speak.
And if you want to really feel how fast this is moving, just look at the growth. We're talking about a jump from about $15 billion in 2022 all the way to $188 billion by 2030. That's a compound annual growth rate of 37%. I mean, that's just explosive. But okay, to really get why all this money is flooding in, you have to understand the huge problem AI is being brought in to fix. And let's be honest, that problem is that the engine of traditional drug development, well, it's kind of broken. It's been sputtering and struggling for decades. It's just incredibly expensive, it takes forever, and frankly, it's super inefficient. Just think about this for a second. With the old way of doing things, it takes, on average, 10 to 15 years. 10 to 15 years to get one single new drug from a lab bench to your local pharmacy. A decade and a half for just one new treatment. And the price tag for that one drug? A mind-blowing $2.6 billion. That's the average cost. And get this, that number has shot up 145% since 2003, even when you account for inflation. The financial burden is just immense. But here's the stat that really hurts. After all that time, after spending billions of dollars, a staggering 90% of drugs that make it to clinical trials fail. 9 out of 10. All that hope, all that work, just gone. A dead end. There's a name for this in the industry. They call it the Valley of Death. And it's a perfect name, right? It's this huge dark canyon between a brilliant scientific discovery and an actual therapy that can save someone's life. And it's exactly this crisis that has thrown the doors wide open for a completely new way of thinking. And here comes our hero. This is where AI steps onto the scene. And we're not talking about hype anymore. We're talking about real, measurable results. AI is starting to build a bridge right across that valley of death. And the difference is just night and day. Seriously, look at this. The old way, you're looking at a phase 1 success rate of maybe 40 to 65%, and it takes about 4.5 years. Now, with AI, that success rate jumps to 80, even 90%. And the time, it drops from years to just 12 to 15 months. This isn't just a little better, you guys. This is a total game changer. And again, this isn't just a theory on a whiteboard. These are real-world wins. Back in 2020, we saw the first ever AI-designed drug go into human trials. Huge. Then in 2021, AlphaFold basically solved the structure of every human protein. I mean, that's a Nobel-level achievement right there. By 2023, the FDA is already fast-tracking AI-discovered drugs. The momentum is incredible. So much so that by 2025, that's next year, it's predicted that almost a third of all new drugs will have AI behind their discovery. And it doesn't stop at discovery, not even close. AI is making the entire process smarter, the whole shebang. It's speeding up clinical trial recruitment by 50%, just by finding the right patients in these massive databases. It's slashing manufacturing downtime by a third. It's cutting supply chain mistakes in half. The entire system is just leveling up. Okay, so everything sounds amazing, right? But let's pump the brakes for a second. We need a serious dose of reality here, because for all these incredible early wins, AI is not a magic bullet. It doesn't just magically solve every single problem. And here's the big but. AI is amazing at the early stuff, finding patterns in the data. But once you get to phase 2 trials, where you actually test if the drug works in real people, the success rate for these AI drugs plummets. It drops to around 30 or 40%. Sound familiar? It should. That's basically the same as the old industry average. What that tells us is that AI, for all its power, still hasn't cracked the insanely complex code of human biology. And this is where the shiny tech promise smacks right into messy human reality. This quote from a pharma exec just says it all. Can you imagine? He spent $2 million training this incredible AI, only to find out that 40% of the data you gave it was wrong, mislabeled from the get-go. And that leads us to a golden rule in AI. Garbage in, gospel out. It's simple, really. Your AI is only as smart as the data you feed it.
If you put in junk, bias data, incomplete data, wrong data, you're going to get junk out. The AI will just give you a very confident, very wrong answer. You just can't build a high-tech solution on a broken data foundation.
And oh, the problems don't stop with bad data. You've got companies fighting with ancient computer systems. They struggle to take a small, successful pilot project and make it work company-wide. Then there's the ever-changing maze of regulations. And maybe the biggest one, trying to find those unicorn employees who are experts in both AI and pharma. It's a really complex puzzle.
So, okay, we've seen the promise, we've seen the problems. So how do you actually win? How do you grab this opportunity? Well, it all comes down to having a smart, disciplined playbook. And what's really interesting, and maybe a little surprising, is where the real value is coming from right now. R&D gets all the cool headlines, but the biggest chunk of the pie, 39%, is actually in operations. Things like making factories and supply chains run smoother. It just goes to show you, sometimes the biggest wins are about making what you already do better.
So, what's in this playbook? It really boils down to 4 key things. Number 1, fix your data, period. It has to be clean, accessible, reliable. That is non-negotiable. 2, build the right teams. You need the pharma experts and the AI geeks in the same room, talking the same language. 3, set the rules. You need clear ethical guidelines from day one. And 4, don't try to solve everything at once. Pick a few high-impact problems and crush them.
And that's really the bottom line here. Winning this race isn't about having the fanciest algorithm. It's a strategy game. It's about execution. The winners will be the companies who do the hard, disciplined work of getting their data, their people, their rules, and their focus right. So we come full circle. That $188 billion promise, it's real. The chance to create better drugs way faster, it's right there in front of us. The tech exists. So the question isn't if AI will transform pharma. That's a done deal. It's happening. The real question, the one everyone is fighting over, is who's going to be the one to lead the charge?